Okay, Kevin, today is my day to do the 3-month deep cleaning on my unit. So I'm going to take a little video and just show you basically how I do it. Things are going to be different for yours because, things like the spout and stuff, you have a separate, water thing. You don't shoot your water through the spout. So the cleaning process will be a little bit different. Just refer to your instructions for yours. And if something just doesn't seem clear, then just look at this video to see how I addressed it, and that might help you. All right, so the 3 items that you're going to need is you're going to need your cleaner and descaler, which is what's going to go in your tank, which is going to clean all of the internal parts of the heating elements and all of that. You're also going to need the little tablets. They give you a couple when you get the machine new, but don't buy them from Breville. Buy them online. This particular company, this is professional stuff. They sell to restaurants. So this is the stuff that everybody's using in the professional cleaning world. And then again, buy your filters on Amazon. You can get these things dirt cheap compared to what you're going to get from Breville. You'll buy 12 of them from Amazon for what you're going to pay for 1 or 2 from Breville. Now, I'm a tech, so of course, all of the stuff that I have is in notes, how to do this, because it is, you've got a few different processes you have to go through. So if you don't want to watch this video every time, once you get used to it, put your 3-month interval on your calendar so it repeats and reminds you, and then you might want to make some notes with simple notes that you can understand and follow, because trust me, after 3 months you forget how to do this and what the proper order is. So you're going to take that tank off, and you're going to take apart the little pillar, and you can set your pillar to the next 3 months out to remind you, and you're going to take all of those little parts that hold the filter. You're going to throw the filter in the trash can. I clean those parts in my soap water. I don't clean the tank because I'm going to be putting chemicals in it in just a second. Clean those up, set them aside, let them dry. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that cleaner and descaler, and I buy this stuff at a restaurant supply place. I don't get it that online. I get it at a local restaurant supply like Smart and Final or something. I'm going to take, it's a liquid, I'm going to take 1 ounce of it, and I'm going to measure out 1 ounce of it, and I'm going to put it in the tank. I'm going to run it through the tank with the portafilter with the double in it, and I'm going to dump 50% of it through the portafilter, 50% of it through the wand. And I'm going to use one of the big Starbucks mugs to do it. And I'm using a white one because the white one will be able to see the grounds and the calcium and stuff that's coming out of it, and we'll know that it is being cleaned. So now I'm going to run 50% of that whole tank back and forth. I'm going to do a cup, fill that cup up with the portafilter, dump it, and then fill it up with water and steam shooting out the wand and dump it. And I'm going to go back and forth between the two until I've drained the tank. And it's kind of white and gray as it's coming out. The chemical itself is white, but you'll see the water kind of starting to turn gray because it's getting all that calcium and stuff out of it. I'm going to let that run for about 30 seconds, and it should shut off automatically, and then I'm going to do the wand. Okay, so now while that's all heating back up and blinking while it's heating back up, I'm going to take the water, and I'm going to throw that down to sink and get ready for step 2, which is the wand, and then I'm going to go back and forth until I've completely drained the tank. So now I'm shooting hot water through it into my cup. And yours is going to be a little different because you've got the wand that you have to clean, which you're going to only be able to do with steam. And then you've got that spout that's there that I don't have, and you're going to need to do water through that as well. So read your instructions. You're probably going to do a third through the portafilter, a third through the wand, and a third through your spout, I would imagine. Okay, so now I've ran the full tank to the point where the water is below the fill line. So now I'm going to stop. I'm going to rinse this tank really good, and then I'm going to fill it all the way up with tap water. And I'm going to run that all the way through, doing the same thing, switching back and forth between the cup and the wand. By the time you get to the end, there should be no suds whatsoever coming out. If there is suds still coming out, then you need to cut back on your decalcifier, and you need to run another full tank through until there is no suds at all coming into your cup. Okay, so I've got a full tank I'm ready to run through. No more foam. It's all nothing but pure water. I pulled the portafilter out, and you can see the amount of crap that thing collected. I'm going to clean that before putting it back in, and we're going to send pure water through it for a full tank. So this is the first run through. And I can see that it's still got foam coming up inside. That's all from the calcium stuff, chemical in the heating elements. And that's everything else was pure. So we know that as long as there's foam coming out there, we need to keep running the tank until all of that chemical comes out. So I'm rinsing my cup every time, so I know that there's no residual in the cup that's going to cause the foam, that it's the calcium cleaner inside the machine that's going to cause the foam. So we're going to run at least one full tank through, and if we're still seeing foam at the end of the tank, then we're going to run a second tank all the way through, and next time cut the cleaner in half. You want to get it to where you're only running one through, no matter what the directions are saying, because the directions are generic for industrial coffee machines, and the volume may not have a whole lot to do with yours, so you just got to kind of adapt. Now, if you want to be quick about it, get a second cup going, so you can be washing your first cup as the second one is filling another cup, and you'll go twice as fast. Okay, so the next step, once you've done all of that and you've got all your foam out and you're all drained, you're all nice and clean, you're going to put that little rubber filter thing into the filter basket, and you're going to pop one of those little pills right on top of it. And now with a full tank of water, you're going to run 6 runs into the cup. And that is going to clean out the portafilter and all of its plumbing. And away we go. After running it through 6 times, I'm then going to take the basket out. I'm going to take the little pill holder out. I'm going to clean the basket. And I'm going to put it back in and run one more cup of coffee, one more cup of water, just to clear and clean the basket and make sure that there's none of that pill residue still in there. Next, we're going to put in the new filter. And what you want to do is you want to get a glass or a cup, and you want to pop the charcoal filter, the new one, in a glass and soak it for 5 minutes. After it soaks for 5 minutes, you're going to want to take it out and run it under cold water for 30 seconds. Then you're going to put it back in your tank, and you're going to fill your tank up, and your tank's going to be ready to go. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to take the tip off, and you're going to put it in a little glass of water, and you're going to let it sit and soak overnight. Then you're going to take a paper towel, and you're going to get in and clean off anywhere that you have brown milk residue to get all of that milk residue off of your tip. You're also going to want to do that like once a week also, but as part of the deep cleaning, you're going to do that. So in 5 minutes, I'm restoring the filter after running it under my water for 30 seconds. And in the morning, I'll put the tip back on. I'm going to fill up my reservoir with water, fresh water, after I put the filter in. And tomorrow morning, I am going to be good to go.